Hey guys, I'm here to do a quick comparison review for my friend Jen, who asked me which wig I liked better, Kristi by John Renau or Cameron by John Renau. And so I just said I'd do a quick comparison and I'd tell you about both wigs. I have a hard time answering which one I like better because this is Cameron that I have on, and I have not worn Cameron a whole lot. So Cameron is one of my first wigs that I ever got. I got Cameron in October of last year, and I was still trying to feel my way with wigs, and so I wore her a few times, but I really haven't worn her much since then, partly because I found that I really love curly and wavy wigs, partly because the Cameron I have is really, really dark. This is in the color 433. And I did just recently film a review of this wig. I haven't uploaded it yet. I really need to do that. But I gotta tell you guys quick, I am just kicking myself. I bought another Cameron back then in the color Caramel Ribbon, which is the same color that I have Kristi in, which I will show you. I sold that Cameron because the color was way too light for me. Now, I love this color. It's one of my favorite colors, and this color is way too dark for me. So it just goes to show you your taste can change, and if you can afford to hang on to a wig for a while before you sell it, you might want to consider doing that because you never know if you'll be kicking yourself like I am. And Cameron is quite expensive. It's over $400 retail because it is a fully hand-tied cap, and I can't afford to buy another Cameron. So here I am wishing I had that one back. Anyway, that was a segue. So Cameron and Kristi are very, very similar styles. They're both fully hand-tied caps, mono top, lace front. Cameron, in the specs, Cameron is just slightly longer than Kristi in the front, and the nape is the same. And also, Kristi weighs just, I think, 0.2 ounces more than Cameron. Although, in the ones I have, Cameron seems like a little bit more hair to me. So my first impression of Cameron, the difference between the two, is Kristi seems a lot flatter to me, whereas Cameron feels a little bit more full. Both of them have a bit of a bump, although I feel like Cameron maybe a little bit more bump here to give it shape. That's not permatease. Neither one of them have permatease. Another difference is Cameron is kind of flippy on the ends, and there's a bit of layering here. So she's a little bit layered on the ends versus more of a straight bob. And because of that, and when I first got her, I really didn't like the way the ends were flippy. So I did trim mine just slightly. I can't tell you because it was so long ago and I was brand new at this just how much I trimmed it, but it was really slightly because I don't know what I'm doing with cutting wigs, and so I wanted to be careful. So it was mainly on this side, and I tried to cut some of the flippies because it was flipping so much on that side. And so I may have, what you see here may not be the one that you get, but note that she is kind of flippy. And she does have layers. She's really cute. I really like the silhouette. I like the style. I love this hand-tied cap. I tend to like wigs in a bob style that are a little bit more one length here, that kind of do the traditional curve under like a Jameson. So for me, the flippiness on this one was a little bit of what put me off, but that's only my personal preference. So, and I'll take a side-by-side picture so you can see them side by side, although it can be really hard to compare because they're such different colors. So here's my Kristi. I've worn Kristi a lot. So she's not brand new. So that's the other thing. It'd be nice to do a comparison of two pretty new wigs, and that's not what you're getting here. Kristi is well loved. She's a workhorse though. She's lasting a long time. I bought Kristi used, so I never did get Kristi brand new. I bought her used, and the person I bought her from said that she had 1 inch or just maybe a 1/2 inch of length cut off. But already you can see that she's much sleeker, and she doesn't have the flippies. She really kind of just does the traditional curve under with the bob, which is what I really, really like. And you know, where with Cameron, if I do this, I can get a little bit of volume there. I can't really get that with Kristi. Is that a product of Kristi being well loved? It could be, but ever since I got her, she's really just been a lot sleeker. I just loved how kind of flat, but not. So sometimes with wigs, I struggle with the flatness on the top, but in a wig like this, I don't, because she's nice and sleek. When I struggle is when there's a lot of volume down here, and it gets poofy, but it's so flat on top. So for this one, for Kristi, I like the way it just sort of hugs the head, and it gives you that really sleek bob effect. And you know, I was going to say that it seems like Cameron is more hair, but technically Kristi is heavier by like 0.2 ounces, really minimal, but she does weigh slightly more. So I think that's interesting. Cameron feels to me like more hair. She looks to me like she has more hair. Kristi looks a lot sleeker. So I would say the biggest difference, they're both great and they're both so similar. I don't know if you could really go wrong. I think the biggest difference is this is much sleeker. It doesn't have the flippy ends, and it's a kind of more of a traditional silhouette, whereas Cameron has a little bit of an edgier silhouette, not tremendously edgier, not, you know, trendy and all of that, but just enough to give her a bit of a different vibe, because she's got a little bit of layering on the bottom and those flippy ends just a little bit. Got some hair there. And can you see, she just seems fuller. It's really, I think it's the way the cut is. I think it's the layers. Instead of laying sleek and going like this, it just gives it a little bit more fullness on the sides. I mean, you certainly can do this, but she still has a little bit more of something. And then she's got these ends that are just slightly different. So everything else I would say is the same. It's, you know, feels the same, the cap's the same, construction's the same, the lace front's the same. You know, she does just feel a little bit fuller to me. So what look are you going for? The length is so similar that, you know, this one said it was slightly longer in the front. It doesn't appear that way to me. I didn't cut much off of it, so I don't know if it's just because of the volume and the layers, it just gives it a bit of a shorter silhouette, but so that's been a comparison of two Jon Renau wigs, Kristi and Cameron. They're both really cute. They're both great styles. I would imagine this one would be a workhorse like my Kristi has been. I've worn it a ton. It's still going strong. I wish I had Cameron in another color. If you're watching this and you own Cameron in another color that's not a blonde, let me know if you don't want her anymore, because I would love to have another Cameron in a lighter color. So that's it, guys. I hope this was helpful, Jen. Let me know if you have any other questions.